Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today's viewer request is from Tim Basket 6299, nice name. Harrier in World War II versus the Luftwaffe in the Battle of Britain. That's literally what I've been told to do. So today we are kind of replicating an old war game that we did. I'll show that on the screen here from April 2021, 4 years ago. Could A-10 Warthog Squadron have prevented the World War II Blitz raids on Britain? We're going to do the same today, but we're going to do it with the Harrier. Guys, on our map we see London here. It's been attacked by a raid of 48 Ju-88s with fighter escort 8 Focke-Wulf 190s. The range ring shown in the yellow is chain home. That's our radar. Once they get within that range, then we can start detecting them. They are starting 130 miles from London. We today are at Farnborough, which just happened to be a test and evaluation airfield for new fighters, and we're in a very new fighter. We're in the Harrier. This is a Harrier 2. We're going to talk about the Harrier as we go, guys, but we're going to see how effective we could be against a large World War II raid of 48 plus 8 aircraft. They're just coming in chain home, guys. We're going to do a Cold War takeoff. I've read a book recently on Harrier, which is why I'm doing this, and it was really interesting reading about how British Harriers in the early Cold War, mid-Cold War, would take off like we're about to do, but probably not as dangerously, guys. I'm going to quickly just prep my jet. So I'm going to go nozzles, back, check, water, on, check, master arm. That's not the right one. Master arm, there it is. On. I want my flaps to auto so I don't have to think about it. Check. I want to turn my flares on because I know I'm going to need them. I want my engine brake off and I want to stamp on the toe brakes. Right, that's us. We've got Simba Poosh, Violet, Cap, Cannibal representing today's squadron. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, Maureen.
All right, brakes in 85. Coming off brakes in 3, 2, 1. Full throttle. 3, 2, 1.
Simba got overtaken by his own guy. All right, fine. Just get it in the damn air.
100 knots.
Jesus Christ. We went over a massive divot, but I'm okay. Well, no one said Cold War field takeoffs were safe, viewers. I just got to check my plane real quick. I got my gear stuck out, but I'm going to hope that's okay. Let me fire the gun. Yes, I can still fire. Well, that was interesting, guys. I hit a massive divot just as I started pulling up. Simba, can you give us a quick wing waggle? Thank you. Right, Simba, please lead us to vector to steer point 1 as I sort my own jazz out. Simba's back. He's been away doing stuff, as you have to do when you're in the military. Let's quickly talk about the Harrier. I've recently read a book, 809 Harrier, viewers, and it was really interesting reading about the development of Harrier. So, Harrier started in 1960. The first prototype, flying prototype, was the P1127 by Hawker Siddeley. 6 were built. They operated from 1960 to 1964 as a research, test and evaluation for a British short takeoff and landing, vertical takeoff and landing. Massive funding, interestingly, I read in my book, came from United States of America. Even at that time, they were interested. Without that huge funding, it's very possible the Harrier, which was one of the world's most successful ever combat aircraft, may never have been. So that should be appreciated. After the P1127, the first named prototype came out, the Kestrel. 9 Kestrels were built, operating 1964 to 1967, test and evaluation. At that point, they were ready to start making their first actual combat aircraft, known as the GR-1, the Ground Roll 1, entering service 1969. Just stick with the British RAF at the moment. That was succeeded by the GR-3 in 1976. Featured a more powerful Pegasus engine. Its nose was much different. It had a big pointy nose with a laser rangefinder and marked target spotter, LRMTS, which I don't know a lot about, but I'd like to learn about it. This was the ground roll version operating in the 1982 Falklands War. Next was the GR-5, known as the Harrier 2. So far it's just been Harrier 1, then came Harrier 2. It was called Harrier 2 because it was an all-new aircraft, starting with the ground roll 5 in 1988. Featured new design, completely redesigned aircraft with fully composite construction for lightweightness and a larger wing with extra stations. improved payload capacity for air-to-air missiles, bombs and rockets. Improved visibility. It had a bubble canopy. In fact, it had the same bubble canopy that you can see right here now on this AV-8B-NA. As well as that, it had new avionics all around and countermeasure equipment. It was a short-lived version, survived just 2 years, and that was intentional to go onto the Ground Roll 7 aircraft introduction 1990. Improvements over the GR5, it was a night attack variant of the Harrier II, incorporating enhanced avionics like forward-looking infrared or FLIR and the ability to use night vision goggles. Sorry for my wiggly flying viewers, trying to read and not crash into the boys and do the mission at the same time. Then we have the last variant in the RAF, which was the GR9, entering service 2006. Enhancements in weapon systems, could carry different weapons, navigation, other capabilities. Also, importantly, it increased the airframe service life in a major reconstruction program until its successor, the F-35, could take over, which it later did. Next, I'd like to talk about the British Navy, which had their own version. The Fleet Air Arm first, the FRS-1, I can't remember what that stands for, Fighter Reconnaissance something, I've forgotten, 1, entering service 1981 with 800 Naval Air Squadron. Notable differences are that it had a radar, which all previous versions of the British Harriers did not have, because it was essentially an interceptor. Just in time, because in 1982, of course, the Falklands War began, Falklands were invaded, and it was required and used extensively. Pretty much all of them ever built, well, yes, all of them ever built, and ones coming off the factory line were rushed into combat. It proved itself beautifully. FRS-1s were lost, but none were shot down by hostile aircraft, and they were massively outnumbered, by the way, and proved themselves beautifully. From that, lessons were learnt. A second step version was created, but the next main variant was the FRS-2 in 1993, featuring more powerful Pegasus, improved air-to-air capabilities, more weapons, and new weapons, and updated avionics. At this point, I'm going to have a sip of tea, guys. I have no idea where we are, but I don't see London. There's London, flying past London. Let's go over to America. As I said, America was in the Harrier to begin with. First 10 years it provided funding for the 1127 and the Kestrel. So the USMC obviously wanted the Harrier for amphib operations. They began with their own variant, which they called the AV-8A. I've never known why America called it the AV-8, so please let me know, viewers. Harrier 1, it was essentially a GR1 variant starting a couple of years after Britain in 1971 to replace the USMC's existing Skyhawk fleet. Next was the Harrier 2 for America. They called it the AV-8B. The AV-8B, Harrier 2 essentially was a British GR5 under a different name, entering service 1985 at the same time. Next variant was the AV-8B-NA, which added night attack FLIR, and it was basically a British GR7, entering service 1989. Finally, the AV-8, sorry for wiggling, that's the AV-8B Plus. Ended service 1992 with the USMC, added a radar. I'm not sure which radar it was. My senses tell me it might be an APG-65, the boys will correct me if they know in a minute. As well as having a radar, it could carry missiles, and I believe it could even carry AMRAAM AIM-120 missiles in the early 1990s. Ended service US and Spain and Italy, and one of those countries I believe actually still runs that aircraft, amazingly, from their aircraft carriers. And that is the history, viewers, of the Harrier, one of the world's best planes, right up there with the America's F-15 Eagle in terms of just its potency at what it does and its respect. At that point, guys, I'm going to drift off from the formation because I want to just see what we're doing. While I drift off, guys, anyone got anything to add of interest about the development or anything about the Harrier?
I believe the US put the same radar in it that they have in the F-16.
Oh, it's the F-16 mechanical one. Was it? That's interesting. Yep. Right, guys, you can actually already see the cons ahead of us. That's how long it's taken me to do that talk. So, wow. First thing we've seen from Farnborough, we've already done, in just a few minutes, 60 miles. What a brilliant, brilliant plane this is. Interestingly, the first variant, the GR1 by Britain, was actually supersonic. You had to go in a tiny dive, but it was supersonic. None of the subsequent ones were. Guys, we've got to get back into the war game now. So we've got 48 bombers in front of us, escorted by 8 fighters. I suggest we do not touch the fighters. We're faster than them. They can do 350 miles an hour ground speed, 300 knots, but that's 200 knots up here. So let's just keep above 300 knots. We'll be fine. Otherwise, we're going to go in with our Sidewinders. We have 4 AIM 9Ms. The Harrier 2 can carry. I suggest we go in just shooting, but please, please, please be super careful not to shoot any subsequent missiles when, obviously, there are Harriers, because we have a much hotter engine than they do, so be careful. Any other ideas, guys, after the initial attack?
Don't die?
And don't die is an excellent idea, and I wish we listened to that advice more often. I reiterate, guys, please don't attack the fighters. It's a waste of our missiles. Just outrun them. A-10s, yes, you have to be careful. These, we've got the speed. Push.
Well, I was going to say, attacking from the side would seem to be the better option. I don't think they have much defense that way, the bombers anyway.
Roger, I'm coming back to link with you. Split a bit the formation before you fire your missiles. I don't want any missiles fusing and shooting down our own guys. Other than that, I haven't had a chance to do an F3 view. I've been talking so much today. Beautiful. Beautiful aeroplane. Beautiful history. As I said, one of the world's best ever combat aircraft. I'd love to expand and talk about the Yak, the Russian aircraft, maybe later in the debrief, guys, because it's so interesting. Let's do it. You're all off the hook. Test your flares. You will need to do flares to make sure, for God's sake, we're not shot down by our own guys, which is really easy to do, viewers. Right, how many can 5 Harriers shoot down? And these are never, never as easy as you think. Running in now for my first shot, just attacking the main body. Because look, the Sidewinder doesn't work because it's not designed to fire at piston aircraft. Fox. 2. 1 plane down. Blow through, stay fast. I damaged one, but it's okay. My one is going down. 22-pound expanded rod warhead or continuous rod warhead on those. It should do moderate damage to those bombers. It's designed to chop the empennage off any aircraft. Running in from the rear, guys. Keep fast. Keep it over if you can.
Fox 1, Fox 2.
Someone's just dropped their bombs. That means that's a plane that's dying. It doesn't have to fully die. If he RTBs, it's called a mission kill, guys. We fired 5 Sidewinders. I'm running in left low for re-attack.
Fox 2.
We've got time, so don't rush it. 1 Fox per attack if you want. Okay,
I'm about 1,000 feet below you to your right.
Roger, I don't see any Harriers in my field of view, so I think I'm good to fire.
Fox 2.
I suggest not being in there, guys. Fire at range at the moment. It's just the risk of friendly fire is so high if you're in there. And remember, it's not always... There's a Harrier dead, got shot down. Don't be that slow. Don't be that slow. What happened, guys?
I think we had a mid-air.
Roger.
Simba Fox 2. Second Fox 2, off station.
Roger. Fuel's starting to come in. Cap, Fox 2. Don't lock that one. I don't want that one. Pissing aeroplane. He's locking the same one. I'm in with the bombers, by the way. I'm quitting. I'm going round. It's too dangerous. So, Harrier... so, Poosh, who did you crash into? I don't get it. Another... Harrier?
Fuck, one of the fuckholes hit me.
How embarrassing. Okay. Poosh, our squadron happens to be a little bit bigger than we thought. You may take off again in a new one. Because I'm a very generous man, and it was not really your fault if they...
Number Fox 2.
Fox forward you. Get out here quick. Guys, I would suggest not going in for guns until everyone's suspended their missiles, and you know why. We've got time. I'm really struggling.
I'll say this, though. They are absolutely eating up our Fox 2s.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about that. However, some might not show on the scoreboard that are dead, like a mission killed, if you know what I'm saying. So we will count them, just at the end. Running in for missiles, 2 left.
Simba, final Fox 2.
Alright, Simba, if I were you, I'd just sit it out for the time being now until I've delivered my next 2, which I'm trying to do now. You're in there gunning, there's a damn good chance you're going to get shot, and it's going to be your own fault.
10 balls, Winchester missiles.
Roger. Hold out.
Winchester missiles.
I got 2 more missiles, and then I'm going to unleash you guys. Butterflies everywhere, but no damn tone. Fox 2, about to launch my last one. Wait for it, guys. Fox 2. All right, guys. Guns, guns, guns. Poosh, just be careful when you come in, obviously, because we're guns, guns, guns. Slashing attacks are going to be safest, but do what you got to do. Jesus Christ, what is that? Splash guns. In terms of guns, it's not quite the GWA-8 that we had on that A10 that allowed us to tube loads of them up. Instead, we've got a... God, what have we got, guys? Equalizer? Oh, Jesus, one of you's just died. Oh, no, we lost another one. Can you get that airframe back?
Oh, well, yep, I got it.
All right, just be careful, guys. This is not an F-15, it's not an F-16. Treat it with respect, please. Yeah, this is a GAU-25, 25mm 3-barrel cannon with very limited ammo, 250 rounds, so also I'm struggling with the gun sight a bit. I'm just going to check the map overview. They're still a good 50 miles out from London yet, and loads are off target, which is great news. It's really tempting just to settle in behind one, but they're going to end up opening up with their guns. They're not shooting very much at us, but I'm quite happy about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not like flying into a bunch of flying fortresses.
Yeah, it's not, is it? I guess they've got much less guns and whatnot. Two for the price of one. Woohoo! Yeah, it's...
What altitude are at now?
20, I don't know, it's in, 20, so they've gone down to 20 for their bomb run. Oh,
Winchester.
Right. Alright, fully Winchester, go back to Farnborough. It's part of the mission, I guess, so go back, rearm, come back. Don't mess up the landing. You may use the runway on the landing. And take off. And I've lost them in the damn soup. How could you lose 48 bombers? 9 down, that's probably nearly 20 down in reality, I'd suggest. That's pretty damn good. Apart from Poosh's very bad luck. And Simba's almost stalled, we're good. That is a Harrier though, they were really unstable in real life.
Heavy jet wash because I flew right through the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I guess you get that. The GR1 and 3 were heavily unstable. They would yaw when going slow, and it killed a lot of people. In fact, the Harrier just killed a lot of people. I don't know in America, but in Britain it killed loads of pilots. I forget the figures, but they are horrendous.
Yeah, there were quite a few crashes. I remember I was at staff college, we had one crash.
So I'm sure it's the same.
While we were watching the soccer matches.
Wow, just such a dangerous plane to fly. Oh, these bullets are weird, they go weird places. Oh, am I really Winchester? I'm Winchester. Sugar dugger, guys. Right, I'm out of here. I'll see you all at Farnborough, I guess. How do I put an autopilot on? Oh my god. Got it. Alright. Go, Violet. Jesus Christ, Violet. You out? Are you Winchester, Violet?
Didn't get my pepper on any of
It's
them.
weird to use, isn't it? It's just a crappy air-to-air site, isn't it? Right, you've got to liaise with Pooch because he's coming in with 4 fresh sidewinders doesn't let him respawn because your plane crashed into him, which is pretty unlikely. 21 minutes in simulation. They're about 30 miles out.
Back to you.
Bang, another one down. Continuous rod warhead in your face, which is basically an expanding piece of wire, viewers. Expands 5,000 feet per second in a big ring and chops anything in half, including people's legs if you happen to be Port Stanley Airfield 1982. Oh, look at Violet. Lost all Violet's skill. Oh my god, I can see London. I'm not going to make it back in time. I'm just going to fly around in circles.
Back to
Or maybe Fox 4, I don't know. Right, at this point, guys, you have permission to put your face in to take a bomber out to save children on the ground. It's even Simba struggling to hit them. It's a weird gun sight to use. That's one way of doing it. We'll take that. Violet. That beautiful Violet face into them right now. Oh, Push has got another missile. Smash that missile out, Flex.
out of engine.
Oh no! Yeah, he got hit by for some 14 mil, I think. I think that's us done. They are 6 miles out from where they're bombing. Violet is charging in like a mad humanoid. We're not done that bad. Bearing in mind we've had a lot of stuff go wrong. Some dropping out of formation due to historical damage. Go on, Violet. Go on, Violet. Smash him. Smash him. And completely misses them. Ladies and gentlemen, Violet!
Yeah, this jet does not like quick and sudden movements on the stick.
Welcome to Harrier. As soon as they start dropping their bombs, I'll pause it and count how many there's left. And that'll give us a good... Does anyone know where the fighters are gone? I haven't seen the fighters for a long time. After this, we'll film a formation landing just for the lols, guys. We'll try and do a Cold War landing, which I'm sure will go well. Bomb bay doors are not open yet, so you've got time. Is that Violet coming in? Right, take your time, get it right.
I've almost rejoined the fight.
Watch Simba. Where have you been? I can't remember.
I went back to get another.
Watch out. Oh, the bombers have quit. The bombers have quit. They haven't bombed. Well, that's weird, viewers, because I've tried this in single player and they've bombed beautifully. I'm going to pause it at this point, guys. I'm going to say, obviously, DCS is being DCS and they've refused to not work. But let's say they did. How many got through? I'm just going to pause it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 48, 22 got through. Let's just work that out as a percentage. 22 divided by 48 equals. That's 45%. So 55% we destroyed, which is pretty good for 5 Harriers. I think we did better with the A-10, but the A-10 can carry the same amount of missiles and has a massive gun with loads of rounds of ammunition, and the gun size is easy to use, and we didn't have fighters defending them.
Bombers are turning around.
Alright, just have fun now, guys. Tactical side's gone. Some are ripping off the friggin'... Meow. Imagine being in those Jews and just some Harriers coming at 500 knots. Just absolutely insane that must have been.
Successful Fox 4.
Oh, well done. About damn time. Right, guys. Simba, once you've finished mopping up some dudes, come back to Farnborough. I'm going to try a Cold War landing. Welcome back, viewers. The mission went pretty well. We killed 55% of them without any practice and whatnot. So I'm not really happy with that. Next, we're going to, just for the lols, pretend that we will survive that. And we've got rid of our weapons. We're coming back. We're relatively low on fuel, about 3,000, about a ton of fuel. And we're going to do a Cold War landing. British Harriers, GR3s, were operating in Western Germany. And we would operate from fields, takeoffs, what we did at the beginning. And we would land. Obviously, you couldn't take off vertically because you were too heavy with stores. But you would land vertically because you, well, ideally wouldn't have your stores. And you would certainly be much lighter in fuel. It's much safer to land vertically for reasons I don't really understand. Again, lots of accidents, crashing into trees, pressing the wrong lever when trying to land. Lots of accidents. I wonder what the final fatality rates were. If anyone knows, let me know. Anyway, we're going in. Obviously, they'll do it one by one, but we're going to try formation because we're freaking idiots. I'm going to follow Simba's wing and hope for the best. Put myself to V-stall now before I forget. Put myself to landing water before I forget.
65 on the RPM. Alright, a little harder left. Overshot the radial. Gear coming down.
Roger. We're landing in a field, please, Simba, on the airfield, not the runway. Cold War style.
Flap settings.
Flaps full. Alright. Engine nozzle at 40 degrees.
Roger.
Throttle at 70.
This is easy. Not. Well, I'm still on your wing.
Alright, engine nozzle to 60.
Alright, 0.
Alright, let's move it up down to 90 or 80.
80. Mine's topping out 82 for some reason.
There's a notch for that at 82.
Shit.
Out.
Alright,
Out.
a little more RPM.
Out.
Still on your wing.
80 on the RPM.
Out.
Alright, slowly
Out.
pushing forward.
Out.
More throttle, more throttle, more throttle.
Out.
Alright,
Easy. Down. It's a broken spine right there. A lot of those in real life. Literally a lot of those in real life. Oh, someone's dead. No, without any practice, obviously, viewers, it's difficult to do if you're not practiced. Simba makes it down. Supercat makes it down, sort of. Although in real life, that's probably not a serviceable aircraft. Oh, no one crashed. Well done, everyone. Not the perfect wingtip formation I'd wanted, but it's not a very easy thing to do, and I'm pretty sure that's never been done before. Guys, we've proved that 5 Harriers can shoot down 23, but probably more than that, probably about 28 or whatever things. Realistically, that's probably the best it's going to go. We've been hassled by fighters and stuff. Anything to add before we do some sillies?
nope.
Alright, everyone, set your nozzles and trim to max hilarity. And 3, 2, 1, full power and eject, and I'll see you later. Oh, look at me. Oh, come on, what's that? Simba did a perfect backflip. Oh, I'm up! I'm up! I'm hitting the control tower! Control tower! Oh, I knocked it down! Oh, that's going to be a YouTube short for sure, guys. Oh, and Pooch landed in his own fire, and he's been not incarcerated, but incinerated. Ah, good fun in Harriers. Viewers, I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.